Hi everyone, I am Arundhati and welcome to Yarn Stitch Color. Today we are going to see this unique Tunisian crochet stitch. I am not exactly sure what the name is. I tried finding out but I haven't been able to. In case you know the name, you can let me know in the comments below. So this pattern is a repeat of 2 rows and it uses a purl stitch and a semi-regular Tunisian crochet stitch. So again, it's quite dense and nice. It looks like this on the reverse. I have changed colors here just to see how the variation looks like, but I'm quite happy with the single color too, like this. And in case you want a variation, you can change a color with 2 loops on the hook, etc. But this is how the stitch looks like. Today I'm going to use a 7mm hook for a yarn that is approximately a DK weight. I have used my WPI checker here, so it gives me 16 wraps per inch, so approximately it falls into the DK weight yarn. So for that yarn, DK weight yarn, I'm going to use a 7mm crochet hook, the Tunisian interchangeable crochet hook. So I'm making the regular slip knot and I'm going to chain an even number. I have 20 chains here. Now just turn your work around a bit and you can see these back bumps. Insert the hook through these back bumps and collect a loop on the hook. So insert, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, so I have made 20 chains here and we will have 20 loops on the hook. So now we have 20 loops on the hook and we are going to do a regular standard return pass. So for the standard return pass, we have to chain 1. So yarn over and pull through 1. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. For the whole of this return row, we are just going to do that return pass. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2. We finished the return pass and that's the foundation row that we have. We are left with 1 loop on the hook and that's for this stitch. So beginning from the next stitch, so consider these 2 stitches. These 2 stitches. We have to do a purl behind these 2 stitches. So take the yarn in the front and take the hook behind 2 stitches. Yarn is in the front like so, yarn over and pull through, pull up a loop. Now it looks like this. Now insert under the vertical bar of the second stitch out of those 2 stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop. Again do a purl, take the yarn in the front, take the hook behind 2 stitches and it is completely behind 2, not just the front of the vertical bars but behind completely 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, you can tighten it a bit if you want, but I will not suggest that. But don't keep it really loose, just keep it loose enough for it to have a wiggle room. Then insert under the second stitch of those 2 stitches, just the front vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. So take the yarn in the front, go behind the 2 stitches, yarn over, pull up a loop, go behind just the vertical bar of the second stitch of the pair, yarn over and pull up a loop. we will continue doing that for the first row. So yarn in the front, pull up a loop, insert in the front of the vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. And this is the last set. Okay. When we reach the last stitch, turn your work a bit like this around you, towards you, and then you can see these two vertical bars, front and back. Insert the hook under both of them, yarn over and pull up a loop. That's how we make the last stitch on the Tunisian. Now you can count again. You should have I should have 20 here. You should have whatever number that your chain was, and remember to make the chain of an even number. The return pass is going to be the regular one, yarn over and pull through 1, so that's chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that is how the return pass is going to be. We finished row 1 here and left with one loop on the hook, and this is how it looks. So let's go to the row 2, and this stitch is actually going to be a repeat of row 1 and row 2. So for row 1 we began with purl in the first stitch itself. For row 2 we are just going to do a simple Tunisian in the first stitch. Okay, so for simple Tunisian we have one loop on the hook. This is its relevant stitch, so we will insert under the vertical bar of the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, now we will do the purl that we were doing, like so. Continue with the same stitch, yarn in the front, go behind 2 stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop, and a Tunisian simple in the second stitch of the pair. Okay, yarn in the front and continue doing that. In this row, the last stitch is going to be a Tunisian simple. Remember, in the row wherever first stitch is Tunisian simple, the last will also be a Tunisian simple. So it is just a repeat of 2 rows. I have used a hook of a 1 mm larger than what I would have regularly used for Tunisian itself. So for this yarn I usually use a 6 mm Tunisian crochet hook, but for this stitch I have chosen a 7 mm because I need that space to make this proper, the stitch. Also, if it curls, your swatch or whatever project you're making, if it starts to curl on this edge, then you must know that you have to go up in your hook size. So here we are at the last stitch. We are left with just one loop, which is the correct thing because we used one loop as a Tunisian in the beginning. So here we will do a Tunisian simple. Here we will go under 2 loops, yarn over and pull up a loop, and let's do our return pass. Okay, so let's make this swatch a little larger and then we will be able to see the stitch. So this is how the stitch looks like, and you can end it on any row, but I will prefer it to end it on the row where you have made a Tunisian simple in the first stitch, because that looks a little neater for the first and the second last stitch. So this is a very unique stitch, I felt, and I'm going to call it mixed loop just because I don't know its name. In case you find out its name, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.